the aspect of pop culture that I decided to focus my presentation on is Harry Potter, written by J.K. Rowling. I chose this because I grew up with it. Honestly, it gives me probably some of the fondest memories of my childhood. And I didn't like to read, but I like to read the Harry Potter books. Now that I'm married, my husband and we really like to go to the amusement parks and stuff. And we've been to all the Harry Potter exhibits that are out. We went to the one in England, and it's the studio. We went to the one at Universal. That was amazing. But it really does bring people together. And it's funny because you could see somebody walking down the street with a t-shirt on, and it's the Slytherin house or the Hufflepuff house, and you just know where it's from. And you know that that person shares that same love with you for Harry Potter. It really did. It helped bind a whole generation. And it doesn't matter if you're a kid or if you were older, everyone loved Harry Potter. It's an amazing story. J.K. Rowling did a fantastic job, and I still love it. J.K. Rowling was actually done writing the Harry Potter, or the first one, um, in the early 1990s, but they didn't get published until 1997. It came out in England first, and it was called The Philosopher's Stone, but when it was released in America, they decided to change the name to The Sorcerer's Stone. And of course, we all know the story of the boy who lived and the adventures that he and his friends went on. And the books were just, it was awesome because you got to go with them on their adventures. And J.K. Rowling did a fantastic job. And me personally, I'm still waiting on my letter from Hogwarts, but we'll see if it comes one day. Harry Potter still holds a lot of records for box office, money wise. The final movie brought in $475.5 million over the course of the weekend, but on the first night it was open in the US and Canada, it brought in over $92.1 million. Now, as a whole, the whole series brought in over $15 billion, which is, when you think of that, for Warner Brothers and Universal, because they're a partnership, that's really, that's a lot of money. But we all knew Harry Potter was going to do that because it gained followers over the course of, the story and the progression of it. So it was definitely, it makes sense, but it's still a lot of money. And it just shows like the popularity and how truly good this series is. You could follow J.K. Rowling on Twitter, and multiple times she's talked about how she was rejected. And she even went as far as to send it to um, publishers under a man's name, thinking maybe it was just gender bias. But she got a lot of rejections for Harry Potter. And when you think about that, that's astonishing because the story now is so big, and I could only imagine how bad those people who did pass her up must feel because they lost out on a lot of money. They lost out on the ability to say that they had anything to do with this. And I would not want to be in their shoes because me personally, I don't think I could live with myself. I know the love that I have for this, and I know the love that so many people have for this. I just can't imagine being the one to let this go. This is the one that got away from them. The amount of merchandise that goes along with the Harry Potter universe is a lot. There's a lot of stuff. I personally have probably about 45 pieces, from t-shirts to like bookmarks and pens, and I'm okay with that. I'm very happy with it. But one of the things that I found really, really interesting is that there's companies around the world that pay their employees to sit there and analyze the success of Harry Potter. There's a book called Harry Potter, The Story of a Global Business Phenomenon. And a lot of companies will have their people read that and try to figure out how successful and why it was so successful, considering it had such a unique start. It really does change the way a lot of businesses do things because they want to recreate that success. And so far, no one has been able to accomplish that. Not even Twilight. And Twilight was really popular, but Harry Potter just, it's winning.